Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Friday, March 9th. The MLB regular season is right around the corner, and we are continuing our team-by-team preview of the upcoming MLB regular season with Doug Upstone, regular contributor, a guy who digs deep into MLB before the regular season starts every year, and we're very lucky to have him sharing his thoughts with us. Doug Upstone, the team we're going to talk about right now, the Milwaukee Brewers, and the market is not too high on Milwaukee as we sit here right now. Last year, of course, Milwaukee won 86 games, but the market is expecting a significantly worse season from them this upcoming year. Right now at Pinnacle, the team total, the season win total for Milwaukee is 85, heavily juiced to the under. Right now, Pinnacle has 85 wins. The under is minus 153. The over is plus 128. So the market a little bit down on Milwaukee relative to last year. Would you agree with that assessment? What are you expecting from Milwaukee this year, Doug?
You know, I think that Milwaukee is, I think that actually they're in pretty good shape. I wouldn't go crazy about it, but, you know, I understand why some of the market feels that way. And part of it is I think there's still questions. Last year's they had the 9th best ERA in baseball, and they had the most saves, 54 in baseball last year. So are you going to duplicate those things? There's some question marks there. And Jimmy Nelson, who pitched for them and basically was their ace this past year, he will not be available to start the season because of a shoulder issue. So that, you know, that kind of depletes them a little bit. But their everyday lineup, Peter, is essentially going to be the same. Mm-hmm. And if they get a little bit more out of Ryan Braun and Eric Thames in particular, and then adding Kane from Kansas City in center field, I think they have a legitimate shot to go over. Again, maybe a game or two. I'm not saying, you know, it's a huge play, but I think they do have a very good chance still to go over. And if they sign Jake Arrieta, which doesn't like it's going to happen, but if they were to do that before the season starts, definitely we can go that direction.
All right, Doug, so let me ask you just for a soft pick here. This is not something we're going to track or hold you to, but if you had a free play right now on the current line at Pinnacle, 85 wins, over plus 128, under minus 153, which would you take? Sounds like you would take the over 85 at plus 128. What would you take, Doug Upstone, yes, and just what are the general bullet point key factors for Milwaukee this year?
Yeah, I would definitely take the over on that. Again, I wouldn't go heavy on it. I think that their everyday lineup is strong. They're still a good young team. Their pitching basically is still strong. So I like what they have to offer.
We are continuing our team-by-team MLB season preview with Doug Upstone right now, and we're going to take a look at the Cleveland Indians. Doug Upstone, of course, a great year for Cleveland last year. They won 102 games. Market expecting significant regression from them this year. The win total right now is 94.5 at Pinnacle, slightly juiced to the under. Minus 116 is the line for the under. Minus 102 is the current line for the over at Pinnacle. So clearly the market expecting Cleveland to be an excellent team again, but significantly worse than what we saw from them last year. What are you expecting from the Doug Upstone? Undervalued, overvalued, or roughly the same?
I think they're undervalued, and a lot of that has to do with the division that they're playing. I mean, you have three teams, Chicago, Kansas City, and Detroit, who have projected win totals of under 70. So that's a lot of easy wins for the Kansas City, or excuse me, for Cleveland to pick up this season, just like they did last year, and I expect that to continue. So no, I'm definitely over on the 94 on that one.
All right, so Doug Upstone would be taking the over 94.5 at minus 102 for Cleveland right now. And what's the general team makeup for Cleveland here? What's your assessment of their lineup, starting rotation, and bullpen?
You know what? I think this team is loaded. I mean, the only disappointment from last year was the playoffs, and the only concern I have about this team going forward is if they clinch the division again so early like they did last year, that they lose their momentum. I mean, this team, Peter, last year was top 6 in scoring runs, in ERA, and percentage. Okay, and there's not enough there that's changed to make you think any differently. I think this team is loaded. I would not be at all surprised that this team be in the World Series. Right now, they have the 3rd best odds of the American League. They're certainly worth an over bet and consideration to win the World Series.
All right, Doug Upstone currently pretty high on the Cleveland Indians, higher than the market is right now. We are continuing our preview of the upcoming MLB season. Right now with Doug Upstone, we're going to take a look at the Chicago White Sox. It was obviously a very down year for the White Sox last year. They won only 67 games. Market expecting a small improvement from them this year. The season win total for the White Sox right now sits at 70.5 at Pinnacle, although it is juiced to the under. Right now, Pinnacle has under 70.5, minus 129. The over is plus 108. Market expecting a small improvement from the White Sox, but who knows? Sometimes with these kinds of teams, we can see an unexpected big improvement. Is that what you're expecting, or do you expect more stagnation from the White Sox, Doug?
Definitely more stagnation. What this team, I actually think was a brilliant move. The Cubs in the city of Chicago have taken over the town with their winning. The White Sox, brilliant move to take it back, rebuild the whole program, and they're acquiring a lot of good young talent. Saw a number of guys recently at the game I went to that they're a couple of years away for sure, but just the makeup of the team looks a lot different now. This group, offensively they can be pretty good. They're certainly not going to be outstanding, but they can be pretty good. You got Abreu, Garcia, Tim Anderson. The problem is going to be with this team, Peter, is the pitching. Okay, and it looks ugly, and there's only one bit of good news possibly on the horizon for them, and which quite honestly could make or break their win total, to tell you the truth.
All right, so it sounds like maybe we should look for the overs with the White Sox in terms, at least until the market adjusts.
Exactly. Yeah, I think there's enough there because their pitching is so bad. Right now, their ace is James Shields, who is, I believe, 36 years old, been on the downside of his career for 3 years. And last year, he had an ERA of over 7 into August before turning it around. They have some good young pitchers, but I just don't see how that's going to work out over the course of an entire season. Bullpen does not look good. They'll get back Carlos Rondon sometime this season, but until he comes around and he's their best hope, I don't see much hope for the White Sox to win more than you said 70 games. I think they're going to come up short of that number again.
All right, so we'll see where the market prices the White Sox to start the season. If they start out getting priced as a huge underdog, or maybe not as big of an underdog as they should be in many games, and a good fade despite being a bad team as far as the season win total is concerned. So you would take a shot with the under 70.5 wins at minus 129 if you had a free play on that one, Doug.
Exactly. Yes.
We are continuing our preview of the upcoming MLB regular season with Doug Upstone. Right now, we're going to take a look at the Oakland A's. Always a very interesting team, sometimes a very sneaky team with betting value as a nice underdog, especially when they're not expected to have a strong team, and that is what the market is expecting from Oakland this year. Last year, they won 75 games, and the market is expecting roughly the same from Oakland. Right now, Pinnacle has 76 wins as their season win total, and it's heavily juiced to the under, though, minus 163 the under. The over is a plus 136. So just because Oakland is expected to have a bad season doesn't necessarily mean that they won't have betting value and might not be a good bet as an underdog in many types of situations this upcoming season. What are your expectations for Oakland this year, Doug?
I think Oakland is properly priced at 75. I look at this team last year. My personal opinion, they're what's wrong with baseball, just in terms of how they swing the bat and what they do. Last year, they were 24th in batting average, among the leaders in strikeouts, yet they were 4th in home runs. So that's all they do. They go up there with the intent of just swinging as hard as they can to hit home runs. That's not going to get it done on a regular basis, and that's why they were only 17th in runs scored, despite the fact that they did so well in home runs. I think they need some more plate discipline. Manager Bob Melvin, he's worked really hard with this team this year because they were last in fielding last year, and a lot of that just has to do with effort and putting in what's necessary to do. So we'll see if Oakland improves at least to be maybe as high as 20th in fielding, which would actually help them for this upcoming season.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of unknowns. They were a particularly bad fielding team last year, and I guess it is possible that Oakland could make some improvements this year, and if they do, but are still judged by the market to be an inferior team, they could be a team with some, like a mid-range team with sneaky betting value, getting undervalued by the market. Is that possible? Do you think we could see that, Doug Upstone, this year with Oakland?
Yeah. Here's what I look at. I mean, they're the poorest team in their division. Texas might surpass them, especially if they trade Cole Hamels. But just overall, as a group, and the other thing here that to look at is they have zero pitching. They have some familiar names in the starting staff that people have heard of. They just don't happen to be any good. So that's a problem. So again, overs would be some plays. Another thing I would look for in division games as underdogs. You're not going to win a ton, but you can win money. So that's where the value to me comes with this team.
All right. Thanks so much, Doug Upstone. So this is a tough one. If we offered you a free bet right now, Oakland A's regular season win 76, would you take the under at -163 or the over at +136?
Peter, what I would do is that I'd take your Yankees. That's what I would do.
Okay, thanks so much, Doug.
75 spot on as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I would pass on that altogether. I don't see any value either way. There's no tangible reason to go on either side. I think I would pass. To be perfectly honest, I don't think there's any value on either side.
Really? So if we gave you a free play on this one, you would just say, I don't even want it. I'm not even going to take it.
I'm going to be honest with you. That's absolutely true. I would just pass. It's my nature. You do this for a while. If there's no value in it, you can't get excited about it. And there's no value to me whatsoever with Oakland.
All right. Well, I take any free play anyone gives me ever. But the point is, Doug Upstone sees the current season win total as dead on for Oakland, but possible betting value with Oakland if they become too big of an underdog at certain spots this year, especially as a home underdog in divisional games. Thanks so much, Doug Upstone.
Thank you, Peter.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.